Welcome back, or welcome to Yoga with Ciara. It's day 7 of Flourish. So the saga of tunnel duck continues. I was looking up the tunnel with torches. I had 3 torches looking up the tunnel, looking down the tunnel. No sign of tunnel duck. And so then this morning I started sending balloons down the tunnel. We'll see how that works. And then Yosef's going to get the power hose and send it down the tunnel. He won't let me crawl through the tunnel. I'm so glad, because that's actually, I think my soul would leave my body if I had to crawl through the tunnel. And so yeah, so I shall continue to keep you updated on tunnel duck. So yes, so Swan, belt and legs, and so come lie on your back, and we shall begin. Come. So landing in, arrive onto your mat. Just feel the sense of this moment. Nice. And then draw your right knee up and hold on to your right knee with your left hand. And then stretch your right leg long, stretch your left leg long. Left arm long. Bend your right knee, hold on to it with your left hand. Pull it deeply up towards you. And then stretch those 2 long. And then again, squeeze it in. And stretch it long. So the opposite hand is holding on to the opposite knee. Change. Bring your left knee up, hold on to it with your right hand, and stretch it long, floating above the floor or resting on a dog if you have one. And then squeeze up, hug them in, and then long. One more time, squeeze it up, and stretch it long. Nice. Back to the first side. This time you're going to bring your fingertips to the side of your ear. So I'm just like, it's like I'm holding a mobile phone to my ear very lightly. And my elbows on the floor beside me and my fingers are touching the side of my head. And then lift your left elbow up and draw your right knee to your elbow. If my head is staying on the floor. And then bring your foot and your elbow back to the floor. And then let them touch. So you're really trying to keep your head on the floor as you do this. Touch. Back to the floor. And touch. Pause there, touching, or whatever it is, as close as you can be. There may be loads of geography in the way, so just see. So you're drawing your elbow and your knee in the direction of each other. Your head is still staying on the floor. And then change. Bring your fingertips to the side of your head on the right. Elbow rests on the floor. Draw your left knee and right elbow up. And then floor. And what do you have to do? I have to turn my head slightly as I do this. There's a lot of squeezing, a lot of compression going on. Touch. All the way back. And touch. All the way back. Nice. So the next version, you're going to lift your bum or just lift your head. So bring your fingertips to the side of your head on the left. And then as you draw your knee up, lift your head and lift your bum. So I'm only resting on the back of my rib cage. And then come to the floor, stretch your right leg long. And then draw it up. Bum lifts, head lifts. And then long. You can keep your bum floating if you wish. Head lifts, bum lifts. Keep your bum floating if you wish. Head lifts, bum lifts. Keep your bum floating if you wish. One last time. Head lifts, bum lifts. Long. Drop your bum to the floor. Drop everything to the floor. Other side. So bring your fingertips to the side of your head on the right. And then draw your left knee up. Lift your head, lift your bum as you draw your elbow and your knee together. And then you stretch the left leg long. Head lifts, bum lifts, touch. Long. You can keep your bum floating if you wish. Head lifts, bum lifts. Long. And again. Touch. long. One last time. Touch. Long. Nice. Drop both feet to the floor. Bring your arms straight out to your sides. Drop your knees down towards the right and then glide your left knee up in the direction of your right shoulder. This is the first gliders of flourish. Come all the way back and then drop your knees down towards the left and glide your right knee up in the direction of your left shoulder. And then back and just travel. Meeting all the different sensations. Oh, the whole side of your body, the deep of the hips, the back of the buttocks. As you glide from one side to the other side. One side to the other side. Nice. Come back to center. Squeeze both knees up onto your chest. Wrap your arms around them and just pause there. Just maybe rock a bit or stay still as you wish. Can you let your thighs travel a little bit closer to your chest? Tuesday is the day that me and Bear are a therapy team. So we go to the local nursing home, me and Bear, and we visit everybody. We wander around and say hello. It's very sweet. It's very, very sweet. Nice. So grab your belt and stretch your legs up towards the ceiling. So wrap your belt around both of your legs and then just hold on tight somewhere up high near your feet if that's comfortable, or with your elbows on the floor if that's better. And then just create a sense of a pull of drawing your toes towards your face a little bit. Lengthen into the back of your knees and just breathe into your legs. So instead of practicing rigidity and intensity, how would you practice a sense of connectivity and flow? So for me, that involves micro movements, using my breath, really deeply meeting the sensations and leaning into the sensations. Because the more I move away from the sensations, the more rigid my body becomes. So can I really deeply feel the whole of this? Can I soften my face? Can I deepen my breath? Can I create micro movements where I'm turning my toes or my feet in different directions, or I'm bending my knees? Or just notice, how would you soften and lengthen here? Still has a pull on my belt, but I'm really like feeling, how do I move here rather than how do I get rigid? Nice, cool. Remove your belt and then come to roll all the way over and come into your downward dog. So lengthening back, stretching back, find your ground, pull your heels backwards. Bend your knees deeply, stretch through your legs. Bend your knees deeply, stretch through your legs. Bend your knees deeply, stretch through your legs. Bend one knee, lengthen into the other. Bend one knee, lengthen into the other. Nice. Bend both knees, stretch both legs. Super. Drop both knees to the floor. And so we're going to do different versions of this. So just shoulder shrug. So bring your chest closer to the floor And then move your chest as far away from the floor as you can. But I'm not bending my elbows. I'm moving my chest forward and backwards, or moving my shoulder blades apart and then squeezing my shoulder blades together, or rolling my shoulders forward and then squeezing my shoulders backwards. My head is staying at the same angle to my neck. My lower back is moving a little bit, but that's not where the focus of the movement is. Nice. And now bend your elbows a little bit so your face is a little bit closer to the floor, and then straighten your arms. And as your elbows bend, see if you can bend them backwards towards your knees rather than outwards towards the side. So from a front profile, when I bend my elbows, I'm going straight down with my elbows towards the floor. Straighten your arms, bend your elbows. Maybe you even drop your elbows all the way down. And my bum is traveling backwards as I do that. Arms are straight, elbows bend. And so it's not quite a push-up, it's more just a rocking of my weight backwards. My elbows land straight back behind my hands. And then straighten your arms. Bend your elbows, straighten your arms. Bend your elbows, straighten your arms. And now, so there, if you do that again, your head travels back towards your elbows, and then your head is over your hands again. Just notice your head moving. Head back towards your elbows, head is over your hands. Now don't let your head move at all, and travel closer with your face to the floor. Straighten your arms. Face closer to the floor between your hands. Straighten your arms. Face closer to the floor. Straighten your arms. Nice. Walk your hands, maybe 1 or 2 handprints forward. Push your hands deeply into the floor, and then try and create one long line from, I'm going to come up onto my fingertips, from my hands to my elbows to my shoulders to the length of my spine, and travel all the way back into my hips. So down isn't the movement, it's back. It's like I'm trying to bring my sit bones to the wall behind me. Drawing backwards, pulling backwards, really leaning back into the pelvis. How long can you let your body become as you lean backwards? Nice. Come all the way up. Push back into your downward dog. Walk your feet forward. And then bring your hands to the floor somewhere in front of you. And your feet are on the floor as well. So it doesn't matter where your hands are. Let them be on the floor. Bend your knees. Straighten your legs. So when we held the belt into our feet, it's a similar movement. We're trying not to get rigid here. How would we create movement in our legs while extending them? Bend your knees. Straighten your legs. Bend your knees. Straighten your legs. One more time. Bend your knees. Straighten your legs. Bring your elbows to your knees. So we were doing a lot of back stuff there. So go slowly as you travel up. Hands to your knees. And then come all the way up to stand. Fix your trousers. Nice. So come stand to the front of your mat. Standing tall. And so it's been a while since I've really explained the principles of standing. Okay, so be kind of just normal standing. Okay, right? And then imagine you can push your feet a little bit more into the floor. And then straighten your legs. So instead of there being a micro bend in your knees, straighten your legs a little bit more. Squeeze your bum. Let your hips travel a little bit forward as you squeeze your bum. So it's like the front of your hips are opening. Lengthen through the spine so the top of your head is traveling towards the ceiling. And then reach into your fingers and let that affect your shoulders. Nice. Soften everything. Let that slump. Slump. And then again, push your feet into the floor, straighten your legs, squeeze your bum. Let your hips really feel open at the front. Lengthen through your spine. Reach into your fingers. Slump. One last time. Push your feet into the floor. Straighten your legs. Squeeze your bum. Feel your pelvis engaging and coming alive. Rise through your spine like a snake. Reach into your fingers. Nice. So reach your arms wide, bring your palms together. Have that sense of your legs being super long and strong as you push your feet into the floor. Bending your elbows, bending your knees, come all the way down. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees, hands to your shins. Lengthen through your arms as you arch your back to look forward. Hands to the floor. Step your right foot back. Pause in your lunge position. Right leg is long behind you. And just feel that. Can you draw that back heel more? Can you draw this front knee more forward? Fingertips are light on the floor. Lift your hips up as high as they'll go. And then sink your hips and lean into the front of that right thigh. Lift your hips. And then sink your hips. Lift your hips by straightening the front leg. Sink your hips, drop your right knee to the floor. From here, bring two hands to the front knee, rising up, and then reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Pull your elbows down into swan, and then deep swan. So really pull your elbows down towards your hips. Nice. Reach up towards the ceiling. So remember, this is a loaded forward bend and the forward dive. So go really slowly. Begin to dive forward. Arms are beside your ears. You're diving slowly forward. Really slowly traveling forward. Hands come to the floor. Slide your hands backwards. Reach your hands back behind you. Pause there. So your left ear is near your left knee, and your arms are reaching back behind you. Slide your fingers along the floor. Hands come together. Slowly rise, reverse dive. Come into swan. Pull your elbows down towards your hips, and now straighten your arms so that you're a swan in flight. So reach your fingers back. It's like my thumbs are trying to come towards each other. Chest is lifting. And then bend your elbows. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Last one. Dive slowly forward. Forward dive. Go slowly. It's weighted into the spine. Fingers to the floor. Lift your back knee off the floor and reach your arms back behind you. Pause. Nice. Fingertips to the floor. Step forward. Hands to the floor. Forehead to your knees. Hands to your shins. Arch and look forward. Slowly rolling up, rounding up. Back of your hands come together. Reaching up towards the ceiling, really tall. Palms come to rest in front of your chest. Great. Other side. Ooh, I'm running out of time. Okay, great. Reach your arms wide. Palms come together. And then bending your elbows, bending your knees, come all the way down. Hands to the floor, forehead to your knees. Hands to your shins. Lift your chest, look forward. Hands to the floor. Step your left foot back. Pause in your lunge. Nice. Lift your hips. Sink your hips. Lift your hips. Sink your hips. Lift your hips. Sink your hips. Pause there, deeply meeting the front of that left thigh. Drop your left knee to the floor. Both hands to your front knee, rising up. Reach your arms forward. And then swan. So swan is where your palms are face forward. Your elbows are straight out from your shoulders. And then pull them even deeper down. So you're squeezing your elbows down towards your hips. We're going to come into the dive, reaching up, straight up towards the ceiling. Go slowly. Rounding slowly forward, diving in slow motion into the swimming pool in front of you. Slide your hands back, reach your arms back behind you. Pause. Nice. Slide your fingers along the floor. Hands come together. Reverse dive. Swan. And then straighten your arms, swan in flight. It's like your thumbs are going to try and come together. Nice. Bend your elbows all the way up. Last dive forward, all the way down. As your fingertips touch the floor, lift your back knee, reach your arms back behind you. Nice. Bring your hands to the floor. We're going to come to sit on the floor from here. So whatever way you do, sit on the floor. I ran out of time. Roll into your ankles. Roll in the other direction. Roll your shoulders. Big circles. And then in the other direction. Nice. Legs together, feet together. And then bend your right knee and bring your right foot over the top of the left leg. From here, right finger, so bring both hands forward in front of you. Pull your right elbow back into bow and arrow. Fingertips to the floor. Hold on to the outside of your right knee with your left hand. Or you can bring your elbow to the outside of your knee and twist towards the right. Nice. Other side. Both legs together, both feet together. Step your left leg up and over. Hands forward. Pull your left elbow back, bow and arrow, fingertips to the floor. Either hold on to the outside of your knee or bring your elbow to the outside of your knee. See what's right for you. And then come back to center. So coming into cross-legged position, hands to your heart. And so yesterday we were driving across the bog. So the bog is just maybe a mile from here, and it's really like outer space. And at the moment across the bog is the gorse. And the gorse is so beautiful at the moment. It is an invasive species, but it's really beautiful. And then I was remembering that they burn the whole bog sometimes. Like they burn it to get rid of the gorse, and then the gorse rises again. So I feel that, like from the ashes of myself, I rise. From the deep of myself, I flourish. And so as you rest here right now, just feel into that which flourishes within you. That resilient awesomeness of you. The relentlessness of you. The depth of you. There is flourishing. You can flourish. You are flourishing. So I hope you have a fan-frickin-tastic day. And I hope you do small things or even big things that bring you joy and wellness in your day. And I hope, that there is flourishing. There is that rising from the ashes of yourself. There is that wellness that is so relentless. Wellness is relentless. It just keeps persevering. So be well, be awesome, be you. And I'll see you all tomorrow.